day, everybody, and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to carry on with Grayson and Tricia from Websleuths. People seemed interested in the topic and had a lot to say in the chat last time, so I thought I would carry on with that. My disclaimer is that I don't have any professional credentials in the mental health field or in the legal field or anything like that. I'm an ex-mechanic with an English degree, and I have a lot of experience with toxic people. So those are credentials of another kind. These are just my opinions. I'm just here for your entertainment and mine. And yeah, so let's get started. Okay, so we finished off with Tricia saying that the person who had jumped on the bandwagon apologized to her, and she said, "Don't worry about it, it's all fine, get on with your life." So we will carry on from that point.
But yeah. But I will say that I think that I hope everybody who's heard about this can be kinder, can love harder, can look for signs of this kind of stuff. When you're told something about somebody, maybe just say, like, do you have proof of that? Is there evidence?
Yeah, and this is a good lesson for everybody. Just because somebody says it doesn't make it true. And always remember that, no matter what situation you're in. Ask to see the proof, and don't take everything at face value. That's how it changed.
That's pretty good advice, Tricia.
Me. And it made me less trusting. Like I told you, it's changed your DNA, it changed my DNA, it changed who I was as a person. Every day I sobbed like you guys, because I couldn't understand. I knew why it was happening, but it was just hard to grasp that somebody could literally make things up about me to destroy me because they wanted something that I had. And,
So literally describing Lauren and Grayson making up stuff about Christina et al. So that they could get what they wanted, which was for them to stop revealing the truth.
I looking back, I don't know how I got through it. I don't know how you guys got through it. You guys have gotten through it, and your integrity is intact. And you are respected, and I think that you're just going to go on to bigger and better things. I just hope.
So that's not aged very well, I don't think. But and many people are questioning now Tricia's integrity, because now that the truth has actually come out, she has not retracted all of these statements in support of Gray Bay and Lauren.
It stops.
I hope so too. I hope that, I don't really know where to go from here necessarily. It feels kind of weird. Like, we want to get back to work and do what we do best. So I don't necessarily know where we'll go from here. I just hope that it stops.
I do too.
I hope that people who've been a part of this take a look at themselves, take a look at what they've done.
Yes,
they're not going to outright apologize, maybe just never do it again. I don't know, but I would outright apologize. I don't know. I personally would probably feel pretty bad if I had done this.
Oh, I feel terrible. Yeah.
Okay, so we know that that's just a straight up lie, because by this point she has already done terrible things to people, and she clearly does not feel bad about that at all.
I don't understand it because I just wouldn't do it. I think there was a comment similar to that earlier. That's how I feel. I get...
Like, why is she so giddy with this revelation that she would never do this sort of thing? Is that Duper's delight? I mean, it's not that sneaky little smile that is like a micro expression of Duper's delight, but this is not true. So
I've spent months and months and months trying to wrap my head around this, and I guess I'm just like grateful that I don't understand it, because that just means that I would never do something like
and you would never. You never would. Has anybody reached out to you yet that has been in this group to say, "Oh my God, I'm so sorry"?
So is she just lying, or is she delusional? It's hard to tell, because what? Like, does she not remember sicking the police on people? Does she not remember that?
Not in this group of people that we know of that have been doing stuff. No, I don't know that they necessarily would. I would hope they would, but I'm not holding my breath. I mean, the damage they've caused, that they've intentionally caused, I can't imagine they would just like come and say sorry. They've
I mean, we'd have to define damage to my mind. The impact that they've had has been something. But then again, most of that is because of Lauren and her behind the scenes activities with the police and her 9-hour pity party. So I had heard a grand total of nothing about any of this until her video came up in my timeline. And I think that's the experience of the vast majority of people.
Intentionally done it all along.
And for some reason, they must feel that they're justified. And that's what I don't understand. How can you feel justified in releasing private messages?
Well, because they're not private messages. Gray Bay knows that because she's had that explained to her by Officer Bovey. Tricia thinks that she knows what private messages are, but she doesn't. And she has done no investigation. And since that time, she hasn't retracted.
You feel justified approaching somebody with your phone and saying, again, I'm paraphrasing, I can't remember exactly what was said, but you know what you did.
Yeah.
How can you justify that?
And look,
by the terrible thing that the person did. This is not rocket science to figure that out, Tricia. Like, everything, every question that she's asking here, like, how could they, blah, blah, all of that presupposes that Grayson and Lauren are innocent victims. And the complete lack of curiosity on Tricia's part and on, Megan's part, from what I saw yesterday, about why people are doing this, what is their actual motivation. They're all just describing mean girl, nastiness, jealousy, all these things without bothering to find out. I mean, the lack of curiosity for a bunch of people who bill themselves as reporters on YouTube is concerning.
I'm not speaking for Lauren. I will say I'm not really looking for an apology. I'm just looking for you to just go away. Leave me alone.
That'd be the best thing, yeah.
Let Hidden True Crime do their thing and you do...
Isn't she the one reaching out? I mean, we've all seen the texts to CC Suarez now, haven't we? So, is that a lie? Or is she just so completely in victim mentality that she can't see the truth?
Your thing?
Right.
Go get a hobby. I don't know, go volunteer somewhere.
Yeah.
Maybe get off social media. Because clear.
So she's being catty and nasty to people now, suggesting that they're just, becoming obsessed with social media because they haven't got anything better to do and they haven't got the good sense to get off social media, anything like that. So, again, like, there's no real logic here. It's just a judgment about people that presupposes motives that she can't possibly know, right? And that they're all presupposing that these motives are either vapid and empty-headed or vicious and mean-spirited. There doesn't seem to be any room in the situation here for people to have genuine concerns about Lauren that need to come to light. And now about Grayson.
Really, you don't know how to be productive with it?
The behavior that I've heard.
You see that little... Like, yeah, good one, Grayson. Nice one, sick burn.
In this story, it reminds me of like little kids. Very immature, very immature. And maybe when they mature, they'll look back and go, damn.
All these people have is like insults and pathos and whatever ethos that they think that they're drawing from some superior morality or whatever. Like, I would like to hear Tricia say, I have investigated this from every angle and I can say based on this, and this that Lauren Matthias is cleared of all these allegations. But nothing. She's nothing. She's got nothing, and the only thing that Grayson has is she didn't do anything. She didn't do anything wrong. So, maybe they are like what's her thing there, Megan, who kept saying, I'm not here to convince anybody, I'm not trying to convince anybody, as though that was some morally superior standpoint to be coming from, as though persuasion isn't like a huge aspect of everyday life for humans and has always been. So that's bizarre. Maybe they're not hoping to convince anybody. Maybe they are just, maybe this is just grist for the mill, you know, maybe it's just some red meat for the fans, you know, for the gems.
That was a horrible thing I did.
Yeah.
Have some self-reflection. But like you said, it would just be great if they could stop. Just stop. And let you guys...
More projection. You know, a little self-reflection would be great from these people. This is weeks and weeks later now. We're like a month or more later since this. And no self-reflection, no retraction, no nothing.
Just get on with what you do best. You know, I hope you and Lauren will be able to take some time off to kind of recuperate, to heal. I think sleep and eating right would do you guys a lot of good, because you guys did not sleep, and I know you didn't eat right. And I think that would do you both a lot of good. I really do.
So Tricia seems to think that, and Grayson seems to be hoping, but Tricia seems to think that the 9-hour pity party has put this to rest in some way, and that everybody can now just sort of regroup and get on with their lives, rather than it being what it was, which was just opening a very big and wiggly can of worms.
That list again, is there anything else that we've missed?
Let me look.
Take a look there. And I just want to comment, Katie Kool-Lady, she says, I remember when you went through that, Tricia, and Katie Kool-Lady, you were very kind to me, and I will never forget that. Thank you, my dear. Thank you so much.
No, I
just want to say I'm a big fan of JJ Cale, but I have no knowledge of whether or not Katie Kool-Lady is actually a cool lady, or not, or if she's just kind of a flying monkey here to just believe what she's told.
do want to speak to Lori Hellis's live a little bit if I could. I don't know.
That was today, right? Or I saw it today. It was yesterday.
Wednesday. I don't know.
Oh, that's right. It's Wednesday. Yeah.
I didn't watch it for a while, to be honest. I didn't have any energy or care to.
Okay, so every time she says I didn't watch it, or I'm not watching this, or I'm not that interested, to be honest, in my opinion, she's lying. She's absolutely obsessed with all of it. And this is an effort to, you know, act like she's above, you know, that all this is beneath her, that she's, you know, she's got hobbies, unlike the rest of us who are just on social media too much.
One of them was removed, and it was the first one she did about the crime con. That one's like,
I think she removed two. She removed another video, the video that Lauren showed on her channel of her calling what was it? You're just a middle school mean girl in a Botox filled body.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah,
which
really awful. And she's turned off the comments under this video.
The video that's up most recently, I forgot to pull the timestamp for you, but it says something about she has a friend who took their own life, and essentially she was saying that she believes that Lauren is saying that to manipulate people.
We're like, do we have time to find it real quick?
I can find it for you.
Okay, yeah, because I'd like to play that. I think that's terrible.
I think she's talking about the Lori Hellis video that I have seen once or twice, that she put out just very recently, explaining about the Lori's competency report and Alec Murdoch's private conversation with his lawyer.
You know? So,
let's see.
I'm just reading some stuff here. Let me read this here real quick. Taz Devil.
Here we go. Okay.
Wait, you got it? Can you email it to me?
Yes.
Wait. Hold on just a second here. Hold on, I want to read this. I might have read this wrong. She said I was annoying. Big deal. People listening too.
Okay, I sent it to you.
Okay, thank you. Let me look this up here really quickly. Let me grab this real quick.
And then I'll have some thoughts on this, and then we can just kind of
okay, very good. Very, very good. Let's see. Hold on. Stacy emailed me something too, so hang on just a second here. Stacy, can I show these pictures from Tricia?
Yes.
Okay, I want to, before we go, I want to show these pictures that Tricia, Kay Woodcock's daughter, sent us. And I think this will show how Lauren is with with victims. And it's very important that they see these pictures. Thank you, Tricia. Thank you so much.
Again, Tricia has rethought since this happened. So just keep that in mind. I don't know what's coming up here. I haven't seen this.
Let's see here. Okay, I got it. And 104.21. Okay, hang on here. Let me grab this real quickly here. Okay, there we go. 105. Just a second. 104.21, right?
Yeah.
Okay. I'll start it just about 8 seconds before that. Okay, here we go.
I guess this is, oh, here we go. Yeah, this is
that she was forbidden to do under the stalking order, which absolutely wasn't true. In those declarations, Lauren also claimed that she was under such horrible emotional distress that she was thinking about hurting herself because of Christina's posts. This is a tender subject for me. Those who know me well know that someone very close to me took their own life. And it was an incredibly traumatic experience for me. It had far-reaching impact on my life. And nothing makes me angrier than somebody making those types of claims for clout. Now, do I know her state of mind? I don't. But I'm very suspicious, given the circumstances. And I am very resentful on Monday.
Oh, she said she's resentful of people who weaponize that.
Okay, hold on. I want to play that part just a second. What was it again? 121?
Probably right. Go back there. It's probably go to 105.21.
Sorry, people.
2, 105. Come on. Sorry, we're going to have to just do it.
Just go right there, yeah.
Do I know her state of mind? I don't. But I'm very suspicious, given the circumstances. And I am very resentful of anyone who makes that sort of threat as a way to manipulate people.
There you go.
Okay. Well, that's disturbing.
Yeah.
She didn't do it to manipulate me.
Okay, so why is it disturbing? Because she said, do I know her state of mind? No, I don't. I'm suspicious. And these are the reasons why I have a particular problem with that. So I don't see anything wrong with what Lori said.
She wasn't there with Lauren on the days that Lauren was considering doing that, or maybe not considering it, but like felt like she was going to, was talking about it. Like, she wasn't there. You know who was there? Her husband. You know who else was there? Me.
Right. Tell us about it.
It was horrific. Mm-hmm. I'll never forget the day. I remember Lauren was talking to her best friend on the phone, and John was like, hey, Grayson, come outside. And John cried. And John said, Lauren was rocking in bed this morning. And
I mean, John loves crying. So I don't know what the point is. And we have already gone over the fact that, yeah, it's very possible that she's in a rage, shame spiral, and she's feeling very, very exposed. And that is particularly difficult for people with high narcissistic traits, because, they know who they are. And the shame of having that exposed is very, very intense. So, either way here, I don't think that Lori did anything particularly wrong by saying that she, suspects that it might be performative, because so much of everything that Lauren does is performative. So, again, these guys are with the pathos and the outrage here, without looking into why. Why does Lori Hellis think that it might be performative? Right? They just immediately assume motivations, and that the motivation is to be mean and nasty and to destroy Lauren. Right? There's never any, like, well, why does Lori say that? Right? The investigative reporters over here are the most incurious bunch of investigative reporters I've ever seen.
She had a panic attack and she wants to kill her. She said she wanted to kill herself. Like, that is horrific.
That's so awful.
Lauren's never said that in her life.
No. But
Okay, so I figured out the problems with the storage in my iPhone, but then I failed to figure out the problems with the storage on my MacBook. And I got an hour into this yesterday before realizing that my screen recording had shut off after 20 minutes. So I'm picking up approximately where I left off. And yeah, so here we go.
That's so awful.
Lauren's never said that in her life.
No. But
Okay, we're in the middle of the discussion of Lauren talking about self-harm.
I can understand it because you feel like your whole life is over. All you do is question yourself.
That wasn't the only time Lauren has dealt with that either throughout this. I've had conversations with her about this kind of stuff.
Interesting how she just interrupted Tricia there. She's feeling her oats a bit here, and she's enjoying the spotlight, and she's starting to warm to her subject a little bit like Dr. John. So here we go.
It's very real. It's very real. And if you've lost somebody to that, in my opinion, you should be much more sensitive to it.
Exactly.
Instead of telling somebody it's for clout. Because that, while it might not cause Lauren to do it, that might cause somebody else to actually go through with it.
I mean, people are speculating that Lauren is faking it. And considering that she is a huge fake and a phony, I mean, I don't think that that's particularly surprising. And people are entitled to their opinion. They started this whole process, which resulted in people giving declarations, and now she's criticizing them for their opinions that they expressed in their declarations. So, I mean, if you didn't want any of this to come out, maybe manufacturing evidence to getting a stalking injection wasn't the best plan.
That's wrong. That's a horrible thing to say. And I don't, again, I mean,
Again, with Tricia's opinions, right? Since she has done zero investigating into what's going on, I just find her little interjections more annoying than anything, because they are, to me, they're coming from a moralistic standpoint, and not from a factual standpoint. So I know you guys all know this, but I find it hard. I used to just yell at my computer. Now y'all are watching me. That's literally the only thing that's changed.
He said something that I felt was pretty nasty about Kay Woodcock. So again, it doesn't surprise me at all.
Yeah, since she wants to talk about opinions, I think she's a horrible person to ever say that.
That is awful.
Interesting that Grayson feels very comfortable coming online on social media and discussing her opinions about things that people said and did, and whether or not that makes them a horrible person. And yet she's unable to see that that's exactly what they have called stalking when Christina did it. So, I mean, their credibility is, I don't know how you can have negative zero credibility, but they are working on it.
That's
ever insinuate that someone is lying about wanting to take their own life.
That is.
If she was,
I mean, that's a classic manipulation from toxic people, to ever question it. I mean, is she 5? Again, this is this cookie cutter morality. This don't speak ill of the dead. Never comment on a person's looks. Like, they are intended to shut down critical thinking. And that's what she's attempting to do right now. And look at how into it she is. With zero self-awareness. Zip.
Going through this, she might feel the same way.
Oh, yeah. You don't know. Until you've been through it, you don't know.
She also just has a lot of stuff in her.
That seemed like a little minute of awareness there for a second, but it's not going to last.
Live about this injunction that she doesn't even know about. I'm like, what are you talking about? That's false. I was there. You weren't. But rich of her. She's an attorney. I don't know that I would give my money to her to help me if I was in a situation.
I've kind of lost track of who she's talking about here, but I mean, I would recommend, based on Grayson's comments about the dentist that she went to, that no one should take this woman as a client, because she is probably going to go stab you in the back and talk about how she was funding her own attacks by paying what she owed for the service you provided her.
Situation.
again,
do you see how she's really getting into it? Hey, she's like rocking back and forth. She's really feeling it now. She's like, she's got her platform. She's got her talking points. Look out, people.
she said was, I don't know what to say. I am stunned. And rarely am I at a loss for words. I'm at a loss for words.
Am I the only one? Like, she kind of reminds me, her whole presentation with the, she looks like a TB patient or something from, like, you know, a daguerreotype in the late 19th century. Like, she's in a fever dream.
Yeah, I'm
That was just
disgusted.
cruel. That was cruel beyond belief. That was so cruel.
Yeah, I saw that and was disgusted because I was there those days.
Again, with the appeal to pathos, right? Disgusting, cruel, disgusting. There's no cruel and disgusting. But not looking, Tricia not looking at the actual evidence.
She since shut down the comments on that.
Yeah.
I don't know. If you want to post that, take it.
Yeah,
If
you're
you
gonna
want to
post it,
say
put the
that,
comments,
and
yeah.
you want to do a whole live on what is free speech, let people practice their free speech in your comment section.
Yeah, what the hell? Why are you taking the comment section? Why are you closing the comment section? What are you afraid of? Stand by your comments.
Literally, this woman was 5 minutes ago saying, anybody puts any negative comments, block them from the channel. And I honestly don't even know what she's talking about, what video or shutting down comments. Maybe Lori Hellis. I don't know. And I mean, again, people are entitled to shut down their comment section if they don't want to have comments on a particular video. That's fair enough. People can comment elsewhere. The comment section isn't the only place. Hidden True Crime, you know, curates their comment section. So, again, like, these are gotchas, but they're not really substantive arguments.
If you really believe that, then let people say their free speech on what they believe of you for saying that.
So now Grayson is going to dictate what people who believe in free speech have to do. Right? I don't know why, but it's just put me in mind of that that little meme where the one guy is saying to another guy who's working at his job, "Oh, but you criticize capitalism and yet I see you have a job," kind of thing, as though people can live without money, and that criticizing a system that you're part of means that you have to completely leave that system, whether that's possible or not. That's the level of logic that we're dealing with here. That was the garage door again, but I don't know. I think y'all could probably hear me through it. It's probably less distracting for me to just keep talking.
Right, exactly.
Exactly. She's right on board with this Grayson dictating what people who believe in free speech must do if otherwise they don't believe in free speech, is what she's saying, or that they're cherry picking it or something. Like, you can believe in free speech and still not want to get mobbed in the comment sections of your video. These two things are not mutually exclusive.
But,
I don't know what to say. It's so bad.
yeah, her comments are really disgusting. She's since taken down 2 of the most vile videos she's posted about Lauren.
Oh, right. Yes, we are talking about Lori Hellis. And she's okay. She seems to be okay with going online and talking about other people. But she's complaining about people going online talking about other people. I know I've already pointed this out, but they just keep doing the same stuff over and over again. So you have to shut them down every time, because the whole thing, somebody mentioned this in the comments, that the whole thing of manipulators and people like this controlling the narrative, and propagandists even, right, is they just repeat a simple message over and over and over and over and over and over and over again, and you either get fatigue or you just start to believe it because that's what you've heard so many times, right? That's why people can so comfortably say, don't speak ill of the dead, or you should never, question a victim's claims, or, any of those cookie cutter morality things we were talking about, right? It's that you've had that drummed into you, and so it shuts down your critical thinking. And that's what she's attempting to do here, and she thinks that she's like showing some sophisticated level of analysis of a situation, that she's doing the literal exact thing that she is trying to stop other people from doing by activating the law enforcement, Bobby Joe and the worker bees.
I'm not sure why she's deleting them if she has receipts for what she claimed.
Again, so free speech also means that you have the right to take things down. Like, if people that are watching this think that this is proof of anything at all, then that's a reflection on their critical thinking skills. You would have to hear directly from Lori Hellis about why she took down those videos. I certainly don't trust little Gray Bay here after I've seen what she's up to behind the scenes. She's literally trying to get people put in jail behind the scenes, and she's out here critiquing someone for choosing to take down certain videos for reasons that she has no knowledge of whatsoever.
And if she not only has receipts, if she stands by what she says, then leave your videos up. There's no reason to take them down.
And
she has no idea what Lori's reasons might be. None whatsoever. So, again, she could have reasons that have nothing to do with Grayson or Lauren or any of this. Literally, we have no idea. It's like trying to suggest that Christina is unstable because she was wearing socks in a convention hall or in a bar or whatever, that she had taken off her shoes. It's the same level of logical inference that is missing multiple steps.
if you delete something from the internet, somebody's got it. If you're worried about it, somebody's got it somewhere. So
I got it. I downloaded it.
Oh, I need to get a screenshot of that. What time are we at here? 1:46:07. Jeez, I've only gone 3 minutes.
Those before they go down.
There you go.
So
they're not actually gone. You might not have them up, but I have them.
Exactly. But again, I don't even know what to say to that.
Her. I've wanted to say something about her for a little while because I've actually just been really disgusted by somebody in their 60s or 70s doing that. That's actually really disgusting.
That's a bit ageist, isn't it? What, like people in their 60s and 70s shouldn't exercise their free speech or be involved in these kind of discussions about what's going on or have evidence to present or whatever? Like, she seems to feel like she is at liberty to do and say whatever the situation calls for at that moment, and yet she's here like, look at her face. She's all, how dare you 60, 70-year-old woman engage in the very things that I'm engaging in? Who do you think you are? I have officially lost any kind of grace that I was prepared to offer this woman. She is clearly way out of her depth. And I hope, for her sake, that Tricia takes this down and that it's not spread too far and wide. Well, maybe I don't, because I'm here doing it. But man, is she ever asking for it.
Yeah, I think she's in her 70s, so... yeah, that is...
super irrelevant. 100% completely irrelevant. Again, like, where does that even fit? Like, so I guess that's pathos, outrage, right? And they're supposed to be outraging you that this... I guess the implication is that she's acting like a mean girl, high school girl or whatever.
That's, again, I'm stunned.
And if you think she gave copies of your book, you're an attorney, why aren't you suing?
Well,
Again, right? Look at the contempt that is just dripping off of her. She has no knowledge of why or why not Lori might be suing or not suing. I have no knowledge of that. I have no knowledge of that situation, and yet she seems to think that she knows exactly what Lori Hellis would be doing if she thought she had a case. It's the same thing that Megan tried to pull off as some kind of a logical thing, that like, if Christina thought that she was being harassed, then why didn't she get a civil stalking injunction? Like, people have their own reasons, and they're often nuanced. Not everybody is operating under the same guidance as these lot.
Well, that's what I was saying. I want to see the evidence. Show me.
She clearly does not want to see the evidence. My God. I mean, we have all the evidence we need that this woman is not interested in the evidence. How embarrassing for her.
Show me where Lauren gave away all these copies of your manuscript before it's published. Show us.
Yeah, part of my...
Does anybody have any knowledge or receipts about that? I would be curious to see it. I certainly don't have any personal knowledge of any of what went on between Lori Hellis and Lauren Matthias.
Job in going through Lauren's written communication was also going through emails.
Mm-hmm.
Right, emails that Lauren could very easily have doctored. And again, she's saying it like that's part of her job. It absolutely is not part of your job, Grayson. You're a producer, so it would not be part of your job to search those emails. And based on the manufacturing of evidence that we have seen with our own eyes, nobody is going to believe that Lauren didn't manufacture evidence to get you on side.
So I've seen that press release email myself.
Right.
I've also seen the emails to the two people she forwarded it to. Mm-hmm. So those are the receipts.
Yeah, you saw it, and she admitted that two people she sent it to. And
okay, but then they're not really receipts if you're just going, those are the receipts. So we haven't seen that. So
that was it.
Yeah.
And there's you would have seen it. You would have seen it go out everywhere.
Yeah.
Why doesn't she say, "Here you go. Look at this. Here's the email."
She sure likes to talk a lot. Yeah, she sure likes to talk a lot without saying much.
Yeah.
I mean, this is a small example, but yeah, literally every accusation is a confession with these people. Look at how pleased she is with herself. She thinks she's real clever. I mean, I think I'm pretty clever, so I can relate. But
yeah, Diana Storm. Supposedly, Lori Hellis claims Lauren stopped having her because Hidden Truth Crime Watchers liked her better than Lauren, and Lauren was jealous. My God, really?
I heard Lori Hellis say that people had said that they came to the channel for Lori's lawyer take. So that's not quite the same as saying that they liked her better. So that's what I heard directly from Lori Hellis.
If that was true, Lori's channel would be bigger than Lauren's.
Again, we have this logic leap without any real logic. Like, not everybody is only in it for the clicks. Not people, maybe some people want to have a smaller, more intimate, following group, and they don't really necessarily want to be, I'm not sure, for me personally, I'm not sure how I would feel about having 300,000 subscribers. I am already overwhelmed by the attention and by the, by how fast the chat moves during a premiere, right? So again, with the look at this evidence that we have that isn't actually evidence at all, that is just an assumption that everybody thinks the way that we do.
To say she'd have more than 8,000, and if that was true, I think Lauren would keep her. It would be good for Lauren's business, right?
Except that we know that Lauren's not necessarily about the business. I mean, I don't know that Lauren got rid of Lori because she felt jealous of her. It seems entirely plausible to me that happened, but I don't know for sure. But I mean, again, these are all these leaps that, like, it's obvious you would do this, it's obvious you would do that, but, like, it's only obvious if you're, like, a transactional person like these people are. Because it's not at all obvious to me.
Right? Yes, Grayson.
Yeah, she wouldn't get rid of something that was.
Yes, Grayson, yeah! And they're all just loving it. They're all cackling and patting each other on the back. It's very disheartening to think that this is the level of discourse that is convincing people of anything in our society these days. This whole situation to me is a microcosm of what's going on in society. And the desperate need we have for critical thinking skills and systems of accountability that work.
Giving her numbers, and Hidden True Crimes, what, over 3?
Look at her. Look at that little smug little face, eh? She is loving this. Loving it. She ain't going home to mom and dad. Are you kidding me?
300,000 now? Yeah, that's a little ridiculous.
Yeah.
That's a little, not a little, that's a lot ridiculous.
Again, like, not able to imagine that somebody doesn't want that kind of notoriety or is willing to walk away from that kind of notoriety for, you know, because they have a different set of values that mean more to them than clicks and followers.
I'm not trying to stoop to her level or be mean or anything, but
Yes, you are. You lying little sack of lies. That's my nickname for Grayson. Lying little sack of lies.
she has said some vile things.
Oh, I know.
And I actually believe that when you say vile things, they should get called out. When you
I'm glad to hear that, Grayson. You vile little toad.
publicly say vile, let's talk about
I
public
agree.
and private. When you
Right.
publicly say vile things, you should get called out for it.
No, I agree. I absolutely agree.
Oh, I see. Yeah, so she doesn't want a nice save there. Nice save. Covered Lauren's privately saying vile things. Only when you publicly say them should you get called out. But when you say them privately, that's private. Except it's not.
And that was vile.
That is, to me, that's unforgivable. You don't know what Lauren was feeling, but I can guarantee you it was real.
How can she guarantee that, do you suppose? Like, again, it's the pathos that is supposed to persuade you here, but there's no evidence that we have other than what these people have said. I'm not saying it's not true, but I'm just saying Tricia's guarantees are worthless.
It was
Yeah.
damn well real.
You talked to her. I talked to her.
Yeah.
Her husband talked to her.
I mean, husband's a trained professional here. He knows. He was scared. He was terrified.
Yeah, her husband
Yeah.
who not deals with, but works with people who
Sure.
has seen this type of stuff happen day in and day out was concerned.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
What is she talking about, people who have seen this day in and day out? Nobody is dealing with this day in and day out unless they are burning out within a couple of months. My goodness.
You guys heard Lauren talk about his background and this kind of stuff on her in his.
Yes, we have endlessly heard Lauren glomming on to Dr. John's credentials as though they have some kind of unshakable meaning, an unimpeachable sense that Lauren is what? I don't know. Legitimate, I think. Legitimate. That's the word I'm looking for.
Declaration. He has a very extensive background. I would think that his concerns are pretty valid and come from years of research and knowledge and also experience.
So she would think that, and so would the rest of us, until we started to kind of discover that Dr. John's credentials might not be quite as robust as he has claimed them to be. So I don't claim any personal knowledge of these things. I have seen on other channels Hella Excited Utterance. You should go over and watch it. She showed a video she had on her live the other day. What looks like very clear evidence that Lauren manufactured evidence of Dr. John's credentials. So you want to go and check that out. I will put a link in the, I'll find a way to link it. So yeah, moving on.
Knows what he is talking about.
So
Absolutely.
that's how I feel about Lori Hellis. Not a fan. Think she's disgusting. Think that kind of behavior deserves to be called out. That kind of behavior does not. She said something in her live. I want to have a.
She needs to start a TikTok account where she can talk about how much she hates Lori Hellis.
Community that's loving and supportive and da-da-da. That's not promoting that if I've ever seen that.
God almighty.
I think she said in the live.
She does that every time she thinks she's made a really salient point, right? And look at her face here. She's just so full of contempt for Lori Hellis. It's grand to watch it unfold.
About Lauren, I want to have creators around me support something. I don't remember what it was, but it was essentially the opposite of what she just
What she was doing. Yeah.
So that's all. That's just what I wanted to say about that.
Yeah. So again, they're framing anybody who questions Lauren or reveals any of Lauren's terrible behavior as disgusting and immoral. Look at her face. And again, it's not logic, it's pathos. And from Tricia Griffith again, we got the ethos from Tricia Griffith having a long running channel that is very popular, and we have the ethos from Grayson of I was there, you weren't. But we still don't have any logic.
My darling Grayson, is there anything else? I want to make sure that we talk about everything you want
She's such an unbiased reporter. It's amazing.
to talk about tonight.
You know,
This is your time, and we have over 1,500 people in chat.
Wow.
They're here to see you.
There's another 45 minutes of this to go, so I don't think I'm going to get through it all today. I'm going to go for another 10 minutes with these guys, and then I'm going to call it.
Getting lots of love in the chat. We've had a few trolls, but not too many, and they are just giving you all kinds of love, and they're very impressed. You're a youngster. I mean, I'm an old fart. You're a youngster, and you are so far ahead of where I was at your age, in your life. And I fully believe you are. Well, you're very.
I have to say that by the time I was 24, I had not developed the kind of manipulative skills that this young woman has been displaying. I am 59 years old, and I still haven't achieved the level of deceptive manipulation that Grayson is capable of. So kudos, Grayson. Good job.
Successful. You're just going to go on to be more and more successful in what you do. But I want to make sure that you.
Yeah.
It's probably true. She's probably going to go on to manipulate many, many more people in her life, especially with, people like this giving her all the credit for being like this, for behaving like this, and not being able to see through her or turn a mirror on her and show her that she's doing exactly the things that she tried to get people arrested for right in front of our faces.
Have this time to say whatever you want.
Yeah, this is going back a little. There's one more thing I just remembered as we were talking about
Absolutely.
Lauren and how she was doing. Lauren had an interview, I believe last week, when we found out that there was a media request. Couldn't figure out who it was from.
Right.
And
I don't know what this is about.
Lauren was quickly realizing that this was becoming very scary, as she knows what a media request is. We know what a media request is.
Mm-hmm.
Lauren was on the floor in the studio crying. She was really upset. Yet again, this is taken.
Oh, right. Yeah, she was on the floor crying because it was starting to look like all of her hard work to get Christina arrested was going to come to nothing because there was going to be somebody in the court with a camera. That's where we are right now.
Over her entire life for months.
Right.
Now she has to think of the possibility. Our attorney said, "Don't worry, we're going to defend this vigorously."
Mm-hmm.
Her attorneys, they said, "Don't worry, we're going to defend this vigorously."
I mean, of course they did. Like, why wouldn't they? That's what lawyers say. They're not going to say, "Oh, well, we're not going to take your money or, fight your cause." Like, what?
We have a vigorous objection. She's on the floor in her studio 5 minutes before an interview. Really upset. She's seeing this happen. Her life has been destroyed. What does she have to do 5 minutes later? Get on an interview.
Bummer, hey? I bet she was wishing she had never started shit-talking people who had never done anything to her. I doubt it, though, because that would take some self-reflection, and instead she's she's on the floor throwing a tantrum because her machinations are not going to work out for her.
And
Because
act
that's
like nothing's wrong.
This is her job.
Right.
She's such a professional. It's amazing. She's amazing. What can't she do? She's like that Angélie perfume ad from the 70s with the woman that can bring home the bacon and fry it up in the pan and never, ever, ever let you forget you're a man. Because she's a woman. Lauren Matthias.
And she's professional, and she does it well.
A lot of you have probably seen that interview, and I bet you wouldn't know from that interview that she was going through that. So you actually don't know what people are going through behind the scenes. And that's like my broader point is just be kind, because you actually don't know what anybody's going through.
That's it.
Does she know what Lori Hellis is going through while she's out here calling her disgusting for all the world to see? Just wondering.
Absolutely right. Absolutely right. You don't know.
Somebody said, do you know who tipped off Law and Crime? And most of us don't know. I don't have direct proof of who did, but I do have proof that the stalker, according to Lori...
Again, just to say, every time she calls Christina a stalker, she's defaming her. Because there is no legal stalking order in place. It's all been dropped. It's literally defamation. But remember, be kind, because you don't know what people are going through.
Hellis, the stalker, and Lori Hellis and Anjanette Levy from Law and Crime were all sitting in a bar together at CrimeCon. So that might...
So she's making the assumption that many of us did, that Anjanette Levy was like, ho ho, what is going on here in the true crime community that I report on? Maybe I will do some investigating. I mean, obviously I don't know if that's what happened, but it makes sense, and it's certainly not some disgusting thing to do like she's trying to imply over here for purposes of keeping their narrative that Lauren is a victim alive.
Might be the answer.
I don't know if we'll ever know.
I don't know if we'll ever know, but I will always be disgusted in Law and Crime for thinking that it's okay to publish a civil stalking injunction when somebody's saying they're in fear and they want to publish all the details of their life to the public.
Again, so we don't have any evidence that Law and Crime wanted to publish all the details of Lauren's life. So Gray Bay can go on being disgusted with Law and Crime forever based on something that she doesn't know to be true. But I'm going to keep my critical thinking skills on and just move forward with the idea that Law and Crime would behave professionally as I have so far known them to do.
Again, rarely am I at a loss for words.
I also would go to say that Law and Crime technically might consider themselves competition to us in some weird way.
Sure.
Oh, right. Yeah. Law and Crime was worried about Lauren as competition. Law and Crime was jealous of Lauren. Maybe Stacy could pipe up, give us her opinion on whether or not Law and Crime was jealous of Lauren.
There is that thing in this industry where people believe in a lot of competition. So
right.
I would go to maybe pose that question if anybody thinks this could have been a competition thing to try and humiliate Lauren publicly and share all of her life details publicly for their own gain.
That is a pretty nasty accusation. And she is out here in public making it. And she seems pretty comfortable doing it. So interesting, again, in light of how the high dudgeon that she experienced at the idea of anybody talking about Lauren on social media.
Because what was it? Who needed to see that?
Exactly. Who needed to see that?
What she read in those declarations?
I needed to see that. I would have paid money to see that. And I don't pay money to see much because I ain't got much money.
She would have gone more in depth about in a hearing.
A lot more, yeah, but she's not.
Right, and Law and Order and all of the other Law and Order, Law and Crime and Court TV and the outlets that go into courtrooms and, live stream them or whatever have rules that they have to abide by. And they have to make sure that certain things don't come out. Things that might put victims or anyone in danger. So for someone who is involved in the true crime industry, for 3 people here in the true crime industry, they don't seem to have any awareness that law and crime has also professional ethics by which they have to abide.
Not going to, because she's protecting her family, which is why she pulled out, and I understand completely, and so does everybody.
Okay, she wasn't protecting her family, she was protecting herself from being revealed, just in case you're just joining us now.
Everybody else.
Yeah.
You know?
So that's, I'm really disgusted at that, because that's very dangerous, one. Two, it's humiliating to a victim to say, okay, you're going to go to a civil stalking charge, and now let's put your whole life on this.
Why is it humiliating to a victim? Like, shouldn't the stalker be the one that's humiliated? Right? How is it humiliating to the victim? Like, she's not gonna explain that. I'm gonna bet you $1 million right now. She's not gonna explain how it's humiliating to the victim.
It's way for everybody.
Mm-hmm.
I know for me, I was gonna have to talk more in depth about my mental health and the treatment I've received and how difficult this has been for me and the things.
I mean, aren't there like HIPAA laws though, right? Like they're not going to be forced to reveal their mental state to the entire world, although she seems quite comfortable doing it here. But I mean, I don't know. Again, I don't have special legal knowledge, but I feel like you can't be forced to reveal your private health. Like, I mean, didn't we just go through a whole thing with Lori Vallow about all of that? Like, they didn't even want to know if she wouldn't eat. She didn't even want anybody to know if she'd taken an aspirin. So I just don't. This is not passing muster for me again.
I've experienced and the things I've thought and all that. I didn't want that broadcasted to the world. I still don't, because it's very real to me.
So it seems very clear that she does, and she's very excited to be here broadcasting all of this to the world. So again, with these people and their claims about who they are and what are Lauren, like, it's okay if you don't like me, I don't mind, it doesn't bother me, it's fine. It bothers her very much. Megan O'Connor, I'm not here to change anybody's mind. Like, of course you are. You know, like, and they say this as though they're trying to be these, like, as though they really are that person, and they really are not that person. It's a disingenuous mask, part of their mask, that they're trying to show that they're this, it's so private to her, it's so personal, it's so upsetting. She's out here telling everybody all about it. I mean, honestly, how does she think anybody believes any of this BS? Anybody with any critical thinking skills? Obviously not their audience.
It is your reality. It's my
world. It's my life. It's right. It's what I live with every single day because of this person. Mm-hmm. I don't want that.
This is like, to me, this is literally like the stolen valor, the clout chasing. Like Grayson was stalked? Are you kidding me? Nobody gives about Grayson. None of it was about Grayson. She's like grabbing on to the victim's coattails here to pretend that she was victimized. Spare me.
Broadcast it to the world. Unless I'm doing it in an area where it's controlled and I get, like, it's mine to say beginning to end, not for somebody else's attorney to object to how I'm feeling.
Right. She doesn't want to be questioned by anybody who might actually question her, right? She just wants her little pathos story to win the day. But that's not how the courts work, little Gray Bay. They want actual evidence.
Exactly.
Not anywhere where people get to just stop me from saying how I feel or what I've been dealing with. Mm-hmm. That's not,
So why do you even work in true crime then, if you have so little faith in the courts and you think that being questioned in a court is such a disgusting invasion of privacy? Why are you even in the true crime field? Does anybody in this audience have any thought in their head about what she's saying here? Oh my God, I would be so embarrassed if this was me up on here saying this stuff.
Yeah, I didn't want that broadcasted to the world.
No, that would have been horrible.
I was horrified that, you know.
It's just like Lauren. She didn't want it broadcast to the world where everybody would get to say their bit, right? She wanted her little 9-hour live like Lauren. She wants her little safe space where nobody's going to question her and she can just say all the terrible things about other people that she wants to, without anybody questioning her logic or her thinking or her reasons for being there or how she is actually literally involved in this in any way except that the ways that she involved herself, why she hasn't gone home, etc.
There was whatever I've been dealing with I didn't want. And to be public, and I was horrified that Law and Crime was going to use that opportunity to broadcast that.
Well, you don't have to worry about Law and Crime broadcasting it, honey, because it's all over YouTube anyway. We have all seen you trying to get people arrested, trying to get reporters to reveal their sources so that you would be more comfortable and the truth wouldn't come out. You lying little sack of lies.
And it can't.
Broadcast Lauren, broadcast John, broadcast their 8-year-old child who's been significantly affected because I've seen him be.
Again, like, I don't think that that would happen, right? I don't think that Law and Crime would broadcast an 8-year-old's. I just don't think they would. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I have it totally wrong, and if I do, please let me know. But I feel like children are protected in these environments, and she is talking shit. Pardon my language.
Affected. He's talked to me about it. And I'm not going to go into detail about that, but it's very real what their 8-year-old child has dealt with. John talks about secondary.
Again, what they have done to that 8-year-old child is to involve him in a situation that he should never have been anywhere near in any way, shape, or form. So I'm not going to blame the child. He did not inflict this on himself, but his parents sure did, and she seems to be in on it. So
victimization, that stuff is very.
I can't imagine what this would do to a child. I'd be so terrified for my mom. You know, I would, if I was 8, I would be a mess worried about somebody who was trying to hurt my mom.
Yeah.
You know?
So, not a fan of Law and Crime for doing that.
No.
I'm not going to tell you guys to go and subscribe. Like Lauren said, we don't believe.
Is she going to try to now, like, prove that she's got some moral high ground here? Are you even kidding me, Grayson?
Cancel culture.
Yeah.
We don't believe in.
And please, everybody, don't harass Lori Hellas. Don't harass any of these people. Don't unsubscribe. Don't do any of that. That's not what.
Don't do any of that. Just be kind. Be better humans. Learn from us.
There you go.
Be better humans, right? Because we're all bad humans. Is that what she's saying? Because that sort of sounds like it. I mean, maybe she misspoke, and I'm jumping down her throat because of every stupid thing she says, but. This little performance over Law and Crime and Lori Hellas has been particularly galling.
Not us, but learn from our experience.
Yes.
Of what
kinder.
Harmful things we might say can do to people, or harmful things we might do can do to people emotionally, mentally, physically. Don't be a part of that.
Grayson.
It's good advice. She's not going to take it, but it's good advice.
I've told you this before, and I preach this all the time. Your words have power.
Thank you.
Have power. Yeah. And what you're stating is truth that people need to listen to. Be kinder.
The lack of self-awareness, again, is shocking.
People, when you post something online, think about what you're posting. Who is it going to affect? You know? Yeah. It's one thing if you're posting about Brian Kohlberger and you say horrible things. Yeah, sure. But when you're posting about a private citizen,
Lauren's not a private citizen. She's a limited public figure. And we are all allowed to talk about people online. And again, Tricia is... she's fallen hook, line, and sinker for Lauren's narrative. So whatever she's saying doesn't relate to this situation in any way because she doesn't know what she's talking about.
You say horrible things, you can really affect somebody.
Yeah, you can.
Listen to Grayson. She's been there. She knows. You know,
Listen to Grayson saying horrible things about Lori Hellis. Learn from her. Who it's okay to say horrible things about, and who it isn't.
you were always like mostly behind the scenes. You know, this wasn't what you wanted. You weren't.
Look at the grin on her face. Are you kidding me? This isn't what she wanted? She absolutely is loving this.
You didn't want to be thrust into the spotlight at all, but you were going to speak up and not let anybody get away with this. And I am so impressed with you, my dear.
See, she is absolutely killing it here. That's how she feels. And she has that little smug look on her face is quite telling in my mind.
You are truly an amazing woman who, again, you're already doing great at what you do. You're just going to keep getting better and better. And you've learned from it too. And unfortunately, I think you've learned not to trust as much. And that's okay. I think maybe that will ease over the years, but not for a long time. You know?
Yeah.
Not for a long time.
Yeah, people are asking if I've talked about my past experience with Lindsay. Lauren mentioned that I worked with her. I did. I worked with Lindsay for years. 2 years, I believe.
Oh, here's somebody else she can trash. Here we go.
Lindsay was a close friend of mine. So on top of all this, I've been dealing with betrayal. I was friends with the stalker.
Yeah, these are the people who've been dealing with betrayal, right? It's them. They're the ones who've been betrayed.
Night at her house.
And they seem like normal, right? I mean, they're nothing stood out.
No, I thought they were friends of mine. And so, yeah, not only have I been dealing with this, but for me, it's been deep betrayal. To have friends of mine who I consider friends, who I would never betray,
Right.
do this kind of stuff has been really difficult.
It's very hard for me to believe that Grayson would never betray anyone based on her activities that we have all seen on the body cams. So,
Yeah.
Especially with Lindsay. I would have thought that she would care because I cared, but I guess that doesn't necessarily matter. We haven't talked much since she was her work with Lauren stopped in December. I think she called me in January, and to my recollection, she said, "You don't know the real story, the full story about what happened with Lauren." Proceeded to talk to me a lot about what happened with her and Lauren's working relationship. Whatever, I don't need to go to it, but yeah, there's been a lot.
Let me just ask you one thing: was there any substance to it?
So there's no need to go into it. I'm just going to make insinuations, vague insinuations about how she's a terrible friend and she betrayed me, but I'm not going to give you any details.
You know, did you go, oh? Or was it just kind of like, what the hell are you talking about?
No, I don't think people really know, like, you know, when you're working in a family business, you spend so much time with people that you get to know them on a really personal level.
Sure.
It's not like I'm working.
Okay, but other people work in family businesses and they're still able to have boundaries that stop them from being completely enmeshed. Like, I don't know what she's gonna say. I mean, I haven't seen it, but she's gonna act like this is some, unusual situation, and that it's only natural that it is the way it is, and that she feels this devoted to them that she can't even set a single boundary.
For a corporation, I'm in their home every day.
Yeah.
They don't have like a traditional office, so I'm in their home every day. I'm in their home. I don't really have like regular work.
I mean, maybe they could take some of their $2 million that they make every year and rent an office space. That would be a good way of setting a boundary between the personal and the professional. Just a suggestion.
Work hours.
So I mean, they could have regular work hours. I mean, obviously, when you go to trials, things are a little different. Sure, but there's no reason why they couldn't have regular work hours. I mean, are you telling me that everybody over at Law and Crime and Court TV are just 24/7 in each other's pockets all the time? I don't think so.
I hear conversations that are personal conversations and work conversations. So like, I think I get to know people through that, right? I know them really, I know Lauren and John really, really well. I would go to say that I know them better than any of these people talking about them do.
Right.
I mean, just on a completely nasty aside, like, can you imagine being that much in close contact with Lauren and Dr. John all the time? Like, I don't think I could even sit down and have a cup of coffee with those people.
I'm sure you do.
The substance stuff, no. There was no substance to that conversation. And in fact, I was kind of just left. I mean, I was like, I hope we can move forward on civil terms.
Mm-hmm.
We don't need to be friends necessarily.
Friends, yeah, exactly. No, I get what you're saying.
I had, you know, kind of been told that, you know, she had said some things about me to my past employer and stuff over time. And so, you know, she sent me screenshots of things that she was trying to say that she, you know, tried to say that she hadn't said things about, you know, my past employer. And it looked like the screenshots weren't necessarily the full story. There might have been some text deleted.
Right.
Oh, manipulating text, eh? So again, with these people, every accusation is a confession. So she has managed to make a whole lot of insinuations about Lindsay without saying anything at all. And considering that she was very specific about what a disgusting human being Lori Hellis is, I'm going to venture that that's because she doesn't really have anything on Lindsay. Not that she had anything on Lori, but she thought she did. I'm going to wind down as soon as she finishes this conversation about Lindsay.
Not going to confirm or deny that. I don't have her actual text, but I will say that, like, it's been betrayal for me. I would never do that to anybody.
I know you wouldn't.
In fact,
what is it that she would never do? Tell the truth about somebody's bad behavior? Is that what she's saying? That she would hide people's ugly secrets? Even when they shouldn't be hidden? Because that's what it sounds like to me.
Still hope the best for her. I hope she does amazing things. I hope she does amazing things in this industry. I hope maybe she uses her talent. She's very, very talented. Maybe she uses them for good. Makes a difference, makes a positive difference.
I'm just going to say, Lindsay, you've made a positive difference already, because you have helped to out these people as the complete phonies that they are. So thanks for your contribution.
And I will always hope nothing but good things for all of these people.
Excuse me.
I hope that they all move on from this. They all learn from this, and they become...
See, she's just really this very moral person. She just really doesn't have any bad feelings towards any of these people, except maybe Lori Hellis, who she thinks is disgusting. But honestly, she just wishes the best for everyone, except maybe Colette, who she was trying to get to reveal her sources and potentially ruin her own career in the service of keeping Lauren's secrets safe. But besides that,
become better people throughout this, because I hope that I've become a better person, and I know that
you have not become a better person, Grey Bay. You've become a much worse person. Unless you were this disgusting already. Oh, did I say you were disgusting?
I've learned how to have more empathy through this.
And through all of this hell, you're taking something good out of it. You know, and that says a lot to you, who you are, Grayson.
Okay, I'm gonna leave it there, because I think we have seen quite a bit about Grayson. Okay, so we are at the end of another video. I only made it through about half an hour of that today. Don't know how long it took. And then I made it through about 10 minutes yesterday. The first part was about 10 minutes. So anyway, I made it through about 40 minutes altogether, and there is about 30 minutes left. So I will probably finish it so that we have the complete set. Thank you all for coming and being here. I very much appreciate all the likes and shares and comments and engagement, the support, and the people buying memberships. And I do intend to do something for members. I haven't quite worked that level of things out yet. I am not a very techie sort of a person, so you'll have to bear with me. Yeah, so thanks again. I appreciate you all more than you could maybe know, or maybe you do know. But anyway, thanks for being here.